Think Comic-Con only happens once a year? Not anymore. Tucked inside Balboa Park is a place where superheroes, movie props, and fan culture live year-round. Welcome to the Comic-Con Museum. Let's see if it's worth your time. Come on, let's see what's happening in Comic-Con. And this one's for the cousins. Love you guys. So we were told to do the scavenger hunt, and this is the backside. We chose the picture scavenger hunt. There's also a word version. I personally am a visual person, that's why I chose the pictures. But here's the front side. I don't know in what order we'll encounter them, but we should be able to find them here. We just have to write down what exhibit we saw them at. So the other thing they told us is that the exhibits do change out rather frequently, so there's no map. It was $25 to enter the museum, and this is one of the displays right now. Border Blitz. We're gonna see if anything's on the scavenger hunt. Here's a scavenger hunt item, and here's our unicorn fellow right there. So they have told us it will take about 45 minutes to an hour to do the entire museum. So I'm so excited. So up here they have the education center. You can do the makerspace. It looks like you can come in and have different arts and crafts here. And then outside of the makerspace, there is an exhibit. Now, this is like the warm-up. I peeped down to the second floor, and the things that you all really want to see are going to be on the second floor. So hold tight for that. Okay, leaving the makerspace, we're going to continue on. It looks like there's a comic strip exhibit here. This one is Mystery Time Escape. And it looks like they have a bunch of Spanish artists on display, which is really cool. I have to say, I love the vibrancy of this particular strip. There are additional artists on display. Another one, again, another Spanish language comic strip. Look at the colors here, and then you can just see the folds in the paper. I love the vibrancy, again, of the comics here and the colors that are in use in the artwork. Collaborations, A Journey with John Jennings. I do see one of my scavenger hunt items on the wall here. So this is Afrofuturism. So John Jennings is a comic artist whose comic art is based in futurism, and it looks like a touch of horror as well. And here is Blade, which is also, my friends, on our scavenger hunt. And the reason why I'm showing you these is because the exhibits change out so frequently. I don't think there are going to be any spoilers for you. Oh look, he also does Doctor Strange down here. You may or may not know, but I am a Marvel girl. Love Marvel. Oh look, there's Vision. See, he's right up my alley right now. Daredevil. Luke Cage. This is all Marvel. I'm all about it. Then you have Shadow Man, and then he's also done music festival posters. You have his rendition of the Joker, the Shadow, the Dark Knight. And then it looks like you can grab some paper from the center of the room and create your own or a similar type of artwork. So what they're saying is you can use the yellow paper and write a story to go with the characters on the twine wall. Or you can just draw. This is really great. Or they have some items here that you could color in. This is cool. Okay, we entered here on the middle floor or the ground floor, and there's also another exhibit downstairs. But we are coming over here. The myth of superheroes from antiquity to contemporary art. Ooh, I bet you I'm gonna find a lot of my scavenger hunt items here. Oh, it's Captain America. And so here's the question you have to ask yourself. What does it take to be a hero? Maybe you need to be good at scavenger hunts, because there's an S on Superman's chest over there, and an S on his chest over there. Haha. They are looking at superheroes from antiquity straight up to today's point in time. Gosh, they're even going back to Egypt. Moon Knight. Sorry that Disney Plus canceled that series. That was a great series. This exhibit goes into the origins of the superhero. This exhibit looks at superheroes from different points of view from different countries. So this first panel is the US, then it goes to Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Spain, France, Italy, UK, Scandinavia, Russia, Egypt, Africa, India, Japan, China, and Australia. So now this part of the exhibit goes into how superheroes seem to go through some sort of a metamorphosis. So think Clark Kent by day and Superman by night. And so for this part of the exhibit, we're asking ourselves, how has the past shaped your actions? It shows you how mythology goes into play here, from the Greek gods to the current comic book heroes that we know and love today. I was just corrected. It's not Flash Gordon. It's just simply Flash. And by the way, another clue solved on our scavenger hunt. And then we're going over here. Is this Athena, the goddess of war? And, oh, you get Wonder Woman. Then you go over to Poseidon, over here, and he becomes, in modern day, Aquaman. And so this part of the display shows us how comics have evolved over history, starting in 1938 with Superman, going into the 1940s as we had the wars of that time. Then in the 1950s, we had New Beginnings. Then in the 1960s, the Marvel era. How you have all of those comics coming into existence. And then you have the superheroes meeting the real world in the 1970s. In the 1980s, they say that they're all grown up. And then in the 1990s, we get to the dark side of heroes. And then in the 2000s, it says that we go into new ways. And then we move into the 2010s with the big revenge. And then the 2020s become the reboot and the remake years. And so they have good interactive displays here. Perfect. He's lifting the taxi. And then they're showing some of the comic books in other languages. Here you have Flash Gordon, Mandrake, you have Prince Valiant, the Lone Ranger. So what are your superpowers is the question that we're asking here. And on the floor, they're showing you the superpowers of Iron Man. So he's smart, he's strong, he's fast, he's all the things. Here's Iron Man. Are you Spider-Man? Here are all of the Spider-Man. Look, he's kind, he's strong, he's many things. So what are your superpowers? Then we come over here to Batman. Here are his superpowers. Here's what he looks like. Are you Wonder Woman? Here are her superpowers. And then here is Superman, his superpowers. So the question we ask ourselves in this part of the exhibit is, why do we enjoy watching heroes? And so now we're moving into cinema, TV, and music. So this is the different places you've seen them out in pop culture. So you have a bunch of movie and TV posters from different points in time where you had different superhero stories out there. Avengers, Batman versus Superman. What happened there, guys? Wonder Woman. And, of course, the Justice League. You can't save the world alone, can you? How do artists and authors shape heroes? How do they tell the story? So let's go take a look at these action figures. I think there's every superhero action figure known to man in this exhibit. I mean, there's absolutely everything. Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Catwoman, the Joker, the Penguin, the Riddler. They are all here on display. And some of these, I have to tell you, look like they are vintage. Like they've been around for a minute. And what's interesting is that these appear to be cloth dolls and not plastic. So the exhibit also asks, how are you a hero? And it gives us a look at any number of comic book covers, and really the covers in of themselves are pieces of art from the 2000s and the 1990s. Then you have The Amazing Spider-Man and others from the 2000s. They even have Civil War back there. Then these are from the 90s and 2004. Look at the cover art on these. Look at just how intricate, particularly the one in the back is. It's like every superhero, every Marvel superhero is on that piece of art in the back. And this is all about becoming Betty Boop. So this whole section down here is about Betty Boop, the darling of the 1930s. She had her own industry of dolls and toys and whatnot. And there was actually a stage show 2023 called Boop. And this is one of the costumes from the Betty Boop stage show. So there were many female voices that played Betty Boop. You have an assortment of them here. Zach Posen put together some dresses styled after Betty Boop, and these are the dresses from that collection. And then here you see them actually photographed. And so here's another one of our scavenger hunt items, Betty Boop, in front of her car. Oh, and we have come to my childhood heaven. We are in Looney Tunes land. Nothing made me happier than a Bugs Bunny cartoon when I was growing up. So you have Chuck Jones there. Who doesn't love the Grinch? Donald Duck and the 33rd and the 3rd century. My name is Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire, and I own a mansion and a yacht. Wally, he never got it, did he? This is where I learned about Acme & Co. and Bugs Bunny being from Perth Amboy, New Jersey. And imagine my surprise when I found out there really was a Perth Amboy, New Jersey. And all of these pieces appear to be on loan, so that's one of the things they were saying, is that a lot of these exhibits do change frequently. These are Comic-Con costumes that have won awards in the past. How elaborate are some of these? You have to be super committed to these, do you not? I think you are. I mean, the details. Imagine how much time it took to build out some of these costumes. And we've done it again. We have found another one of our scavenger hunt items. So this one, first place in Comic-Con's 2023 Masquerade with Sophie cosplay from Howl's Moving Castle. It took about 100 hours for this costume to be completed. So these 4 pieces here, one in 2023, the Judge's Choice WonderCon Masquerade. It took something in the way of 8 months to complete these costumes, and these pieces were worn by 4 different people. So you have the Queen of Hearts here, the King of Hearts, and I guess some of the cards, and the roses. Oh, just your cat's hanging from there. This is another costume based on the Villains League. It's Poison Ivy meets A League of Their Own. So the costumes here are by Alan Levine. Apologies if I'm butchering this. He is known for his screen accuracy replication of costumes. He's been doing this for quite some time. He's an artist by trade. He's a self-taught costumer, makeup, special effects artist, sculptor, painter, and has 40 years of experience in costume fabrication. But he is known for his ability to replicate what you see on screen with great accuracy. So he has made this whole host of costumes that you see here. So this particular piece was created for the 2015 Comic-Con X-Men Days of the Future and Past Masquerade entry. And the whole premise here is, what if X-Men was set in the 1700s instead of present day? What would their costumes look like? And we are looking for our last item. Of course, every good exhibit ends in a gift shop. You can purchase yourself some prints here. You can get hats, etc., notebooks, t-shirts, books, of course, bobbleheads, action figures, all the things. Okay, this one challenged us, but here it is. I looked at this, but not from this angle, so I missed the pumpkin. So we're gonna complete our scavenger hunt with this little guy. So here are your prizes for completing the scavenger hunt. We came in thinking we'd spent a quick hour here, but we ended up staying longer than we expected and had an amazing time exploring. Because the exhibits are always changing, every visit to the Comic-Con Museum is different, which makes it worth checking out more than once. For us, it's absolutely worth a stop when visiting San Diego, whether you're a hardcore fan or just curious about the culture. And this is only the beginning of our San Diego adventures. Next up, we'll be heading to the world-famous San Diego Zoo, exploring Coronado Island, and even visiting the historic Hotel del Coronado. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you know when the next adventure begins. And no matter where your next adventures take you, we hope that you enjoy the journey. Bye now.